I wonder how this is gonna look in 4K. How does one zoom? That's what I'd like to know. Cool. Oh, nice. 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 Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my voice on the Canon 4K SX740HS. I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds cool. Okay, that's quite enough. That's enough.
Throw me into a sport and I'll just do some somersaults. I don't know what I'll do. Yeah, but have a good vibe doing it. Yes, vibe. I'm getting You're really good. Well, cheers. Cheers. Yeah.
Diarrhea.
Pretty much every single one of them. Their hesitation is not necessarily based on the fundamentals of marriage, but rather, do I want to marry this partner that I'm with right now? I see value in marriage for a lot of reasons, but for me, I'm searching for that real emotional desire to get married, and that's what I've lacking so far.
If your eyes are just a little bit.
So, today is Wednesday, and it's a week today that I finish the NALCAP program, working here in Madrid at a school called CEIP Federico Garcia Lorca in the community of Alcobendas, which is about an hour north of here. It's bittersweet. It's very bittersweet. I've had a completely amazing, life-changing experience, something that I wasn't prepared for, both the positive and the negative aspects. I found out that I really enjoy teaching. I really enjoy working with young kids. I think that I should have learned more Spanish before I came here. I think that would have benefited me in a lot of ways. But I specifically brought this camera to document some of the experience, and I haven't really been doing that almost the entire time that I've been here. And I think it's because I've been so busy enjoying it and having other things going on in my life that I've in some ways neglected making a little short film documentary, a YouTube video. I don't really know what to call this exactly, but so I'm going to take this camera and I'm going to show you what my experience has looked like. I guess you could call it kind of a day in the life, although it's not entirely a day in the life, because I'm going to be showing you other nights and days throughout the week, especially the weekend when I get together with friends of mine, with my coworkers. So come along with me. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that for people that are interested in doing the NALCAP program, I hope that this video gives you an idea of what it's like to be a language auxiliary, language assistant, auxiliary. I never know how to pronounce that. But anyways, so enjoy. I'm curious about why do people do this? Why do people uproot their lives and come to a new country? Why do people travel? Why do people leave their home base to experience new things? I think that's something that I'm really curious about, and I think that I'll be asking people along the way who want to and are willing to be interviewed for this little YouTube documentary. So maybe we'll find an answer to that question. Why do people move abroad? Why did I move abroad? That's a question that I'm still trying to answer. I have an idea, but I don't think that I have a firm answer. So anyhow, I have to get going soon, so come along with me. And so begins this journey down 3 flights of stairs. I usually leave about 8:30 because it takes me roughly about an hour, sometimes a bit less, to get to my school. And my school starts at 9:30, and my hours were originally 9:30 to 4:30 every day. But now that it's June, the hours are 9:30 to 1:30, which is a nice change. You'll see a bit of my apartment building. I love this tiling. I think that's really nice. And I'm lucky that this apartment building is not only next to a grocery store, but it's also next to a subway station, Plaza de España. And I'm probably mispronouncing that, most likely. So, let's go. So this is my walk to the school. The sky, I swear, it's way bluer here than it is in Canada or even any other part of North America, maybe. Obviously I'm not going to film too much at the school because I'm not going to be filming my kids, I'm not going to be filming teachers, so I'll see you when I see you. But yeah, this is my morning commute. What a beautiful day. So I'm here at school right now, and because of the fact that it's not only the end of term, but it's also the end of the school year, I have a lot of marking to do. So right now I'm marking these different reading booklets. The grade 1 students that I teach had to take books like this home, these English books, such as A Game of Shapes, and they had to answer several questions in a booklet. And so I'm just marking those now because it's the end of the year, so obviously teachers need to have marks in. That's one of the things that you might be asked to do as a language assistant. You might be asked to mark from time to time, and of course you might be asked to lead lessons and to plan activities and to go out with individual students in the hallway or groups of students and practice English speaking, practice vocabulary, things like that. But for me today, as of right now, this period, I'm just marking. and it's very important because, as I said, it's the end of the year, so these marks need to be in. So let me get back to it. Camera's still on. So now it's 1:30. My day is done for the day, and and I'm walking back to the metro station, Manuel de Falla. I'm definitely mispronouncing that. And I am gonna go back to my apartment and chill out, and then I have to go back out because I have an interview with a potential language academy for next year. I'm in a bit of a sticky situation because I did not renew at my school for various reasons, which maybe I'll get into in this documentary, this video, whatever this is. So I've been scrambling, trying to find a way to stay in Spain for next year, whether that's through another language assistant program, through an academy, or through a TEFL program. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, here I go, back to the center of Madrid, and look again at that blue sky. Very blue. Whether I've aged since I've been here. I don't know if I look 26 or if I look 36. No idea. So Alessia, how do you like being in Spain? How do you like living in Madrid?
I love it.
You love it? What do you love the most about it? The tostada you just ate?
Tostada.
The tostada.
Tortilla and the socializing.
Yeah, very social culture. Have your feelings of Madrid changed compared to when we first moved here?
Not really.
No, not really. You just know the city a bit better.
Yeah.
Exactly. What's your favorite area?
Alessia.
Malasaña, of course. So, we are getting ready to have some of our friends over. Most of them actually work with me at my school, so I'm sure they'll be featured in this documentary, YouTube video, whatever this is. It's Friday night, so we're gonna have a good time. And also it's the last time that we'll pretty much all be together, because a lot of them are going back to their countries. Some of them are going to be here next year but are leaving on trips. So it's, as I said, it's the last time we're all going to be together. This is pretty cool. Wow. Very, very blue. I never thought to use these lights at a party before. I normally use these lights for YouTube videos, but a party, that makes sense. And here's Alessia getting ready. So cute. Our room's a little messy, but it will be clean once people actually make their way over.
Where's my tree? Okay.
So before
before
the festivities begin, my friend and coworker Weronika is going to cut my hair because I haven't gotten it cut in 6 months. So maybe we'll show it before and after.
It's high time.
It's high time.
To do it right now.
I'm doing it half naked. I have shorts on, I swear. Okay.
I hope you're not gonna cry after it.
You know what? It will grow back.
Okay.
I know
Also,
this
how many
does.
centimeters?
Maybe like half an
Because
inch.
you're doing centimeters in Canada.
That's
so
right. That's right.
That's good.
Maybe what is half an inch in centimeters? I don't even know.
One
know?
centimeter?
What's
5
half an inch in centimeters?
Like this? Oh, okay.
1.30
Yeah.
centimeters.
Okay then.
You know,
So
it's
maybe-
very small.
Maybe like
Stay
2
tuned.
centimeters.
Stay
2
tuned.
centimeters.
Yeah.
Poland.
Before and after. Look at this. Much better.
I can
Much
recommend
better.
myself.
Yeah, that's right.
I charge.
Do you hear
40
that?
Canadian
You hear that,
dollars.
YouTube? Just come to Spain. Just come to Spain, and Veronica will cut
Kaya
your hair. Look at
Manyan.
that. Kaya dengi manyo.
Yeah,
Great job. Excellent.
perfect.
Now
I
we're
think you guys
ready.
like it.
Now we're ready for the night. Yeah, I'm curious. What has your experience been like living abroad, and why did you do it?
Okay.
Maybe we can start with Hannah. Whoever wants to go first. Oh my I'm putting that in.
Okay. Anyway.
So
Okay.
maybe say your name.
So okay. My name is Hannah Aratola, and moving abroad has definitely like opened me up to new experiences, meeting new people, meeting people from different areas of my own country and different countries in Europe as well. And it's just been great to experience those different cultures and being immersed in a culture where, you know, it's definitely a culture shock, and especially with the language barrier. But you can't help but pick up a little bit of the
Totally.
language of the country you're living in. So definitely been picking up on a bit of Spanish, but it's not like you're visiting and you're a tourist and you're going to see all the sights. You're living there, you are doing all the things. So it's a little bit different experience as opposed to just being a tourist. But no, it's great.
So my name is Weronika. I'm from Poland. Yeah, I'm not like one of those Americans. So I like to travel a lot. I've been traveling actually a few times. I've been living in Netherlands. I've been living in Cordoba. Also in Madrid 1 year ago. So I just really love traveling. I think like it really it opens you up. You know, you can have this like language immersion.
Yeah.
Language immersion. It just like makes you just like a more like brave person, you know. I feel like there are a lot of advantages that come from moving abroad and living in another place. You can meet like amazing people like here.
Yeah.
We're having
And practicing your third language.
and practicing
She
my
knows
first
three
language.
languages.
Yeah, so
Trilingual.
Trilingual.
Polish,
That's
English,
right.
and you can catch a little bit un poco de español.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Why do you two think that people move abroad generally? Why do you think people do it? Just for the reasons that you said?
I think it's for
Yeah.
the economic reasons. Like probably most of them, like and just for like they're searching for better living conditions as well. I feel like people in our age are more like, oh, they just want like a new adventure. They want to
Yeah.
go to the country, it's like nice climate, you know, like with open people, so like Spain, Italy probably, and yeah, just like older people probably travel because they're searching for like better living conditions.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I feel like in today's day and age, traveling and exploring new countries and continents or whatnot, even just like different areas of your own country, it's more accessible as opposed to any time in the past. So I think that's cool. Economic
take
reasons,
advantage
maybe.
of it.
You should take if you can, and if that's like what your path is calling you, like if that's what's calling you, then you should take advantage of it because it's
opens a lot
truly
of doors
amazing.
for
Yeah,
you.
and even if you know that you want to go back to like wherever you come from, it's still really cool to experience it. Even just telling your friends back home or your family back home, like they'll never truly understand because it's like your own unique
That's
experience.
true. They don't know what is happening here.
For
like,
sure. Like I'll share something with you guys that like even my closest friends back home won't even like. Even my family won't understand it. So
that's
so
true.
it's cool.
What do you think is the hardest part about moving abroad and living abroad that nobody really talks about or acknowledges? It's the first thing that comes to mind.
I think being like sometimes homesick, especially at the beginning, you might feel sometimes lonely, especially when you move abroad like by yourself, like without any other person, you know. It might be hard at the beginning, but then like when you're an open person, you're like open to meet other people, then it's like, then you'll just meet other people and it will. You just
definitely.
need to give yourself time.
I would say, because I don't know that much Spanish, I would say the language barrier. But
definitely.
also, I think it's good to be uncomfortable sometimes because it's like that's where you learn and that's where you grow. Sometimes you have to learn the hard way, or sometimes you have to be uncomfortable in order to make that growth and to make progress within your own life.
Yeah.
Like I met like 5 new people at school, like my coworker, all you guys, and then also 100 kids on my first day, and then 2 teachers. And kind of just get thrown in the lion's den, you know what I mean?
That's right.
And you just like learn to be uncomfortable, but then soon it just becomes routine. Not even it doesn't even have to become routine, but you just become comfortable and
You
it
just
just
you
adapt.
uncomfortable, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You adapt.
Language barriers,
Exactly.
those things.
Like traveling abroad has also taught me to adapt because even like so we're living in Spain, but then like traveling to all the other countries because it's super easy to travel, especially within the EU, you have to adapt with any changes. Like even just like in the traveling process, like flights delayed or like I don't know, just dealing with the different cultures, you just have to adapt.
Absolutely.
But just it's cool. It's really cool.
More advantages that come with like living abroad, so you can
Then more advantages than disadvantages.
No,
for sure. I think
you just need to be like open, brave. You need to be patient. You need to be like as well super optimistic, and then you'll just you need to be ready for like some.
You need to be ready for sure. That's why you have to be adaptable.
You have to be okay with things going wrong.
Yeah. You have to learn to kind of go with the flow. Just
be like water.
Be like water.
Be like water.
Flow. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That bounced off of you. Oh my god. It's hail, guys.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You're lying.
It's not hailing.
Fuck's sake. It is.
Pieces of ice. Oh my god. Whoa, holy fuck, that's a big piece of hail.
Okay.
I was wondering how that is fucked up.
You can't tell, but it's hailing. Oh, maybe you can tell. That's right, it's hailing in Madrid.
Wow, it looks like it's eat it. It tastes so funny.
It kind of tastes good, right?
Okay, let's fucking go.
Jesus Christ. Oh wow, this is really happening.
Let's go under that.
Wow.
So funny. Oh my god.
Well, it's not hailing anymore.
Yeah, you did.
So, can you tell us what your name is and where you're from?
Okay, so my name is Alessia and I'm from Toronto, Canada. Why did I want to move to Spain? I think the main reason that I wanted to move to Spain was because I love Europe. My family is Italian, and so I just really vibed with Southern European culture. And Spain was one of the only countries that run sort of like a teach abroad program. And I just thought it would be a really cool experience to move here for a year or two and yeah, teach English abroad. I think the most rewarding aspect was getting out of my comfort zone. I love feeling uncomfortable because I think that's where the most growth happens. A new country with new like laws and customs and all of that, and you know, obviously working in a new education system that is really different than like a Canadian school system. All of that I feel like made me grow a lot and made me rely on myself, and I feel like I've come out of this year with more like self-trust and knowing that I can like handle anything, because moving to a new country is not for the faint of heart. Me and Quentin always talk about that, but it takes a lot of balls and it's hard. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs, but it's so worth it. The hardest part about moving to Madrid was definitely the language barrier, because I don't speak much Spanish, sadly. But also I think another thing that was really hard was finding an apartment, like the housing market. We moved here in September and people joke that it's like the Hunger Games of housing because everybody is looking for a house at the exact same time. There's a lot of competition, you know, we're obviously foreigners, so it was hard to find a house. But it worked out for us because we got like the best house ever in such a good location. But yeah, definitely the housing and the language barrier for me.
Yeah.
I think people move abroad to sort of experience something different than wherever they're from. And I think everybody moves abroad for a different reason. You know, some people move abroad because they want to experience a different like social like culture, like sort of a cultural exchange. But yeah, I think like the main reason that people move abroad is to just experience life in a different way than what they're used to and a different way of life than what they know. I think that's like the underlying reason everyone does this.
If there was any advice that you could give to people that might be interested in the NALCAP program or another language assistant program, if you could give them just one piece of advice, what would you say to them?
I think if you're moving to Spain in particular, definitely come with an A1 or an A2 level of Spanish. It will just help you in your daily life, like ordering coffee, you know, going to the grocery store. It will really help you. You'll feel less like a fish out of water if you know a little bit of Spanish. So definitely know a little bit of Spanish. I wish I knew more when I came. Really go out of your way to sort of create a community and to make friends. Imagine yourself like a tree and you're being ripped out of your home environment and then being put in another country. And so I think it's really important to sort of be grounded and to sort of put roots down in the new place where you're living, and keep an open mind and be flexible. Obviously, when you move abroad, a lot of shit goes wrong. We've experienced, lots of things have gone wrong. Not even just wrong, some things, you know, don't turn out as you expect. Be flexible, you know, be willing to just go with the flow and keep an open mind. And I think you can't go wrong. Know the language, stabilize yourself, be flexible, and be open-minded. And I think you'll have an amazing time. My key advice.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
My name is Nora.
And what do you do, Nora? Where are you from?
I teach English here in Madrid, Spain. And I'm from Los Angeles, California, in the United States.
What made you want to become a language assistant in Madrid?
Lots of reasons. During COVID, I came here to Madrid to study. And COVID happened. And then I also met my boyfriend who's from Madrid, and I thought, why not come back, have my boyfriend, and live in Madrid for a couple of years.
Smart.
So here I am.
Smart thinking. What has been the most rewarding part about living in Spain for you?
You learn so much. It's so nice. Like, I can't even explain it. Living in a walkable city, you don't really have that in the US or LA specifically, so it's just a better lifestyle. So, yeah.
Why do you think that people move abroad in general? Not necessarily to Spain.
It's a challenge, better opportunities, better life. This kind of thing.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to add? Anything else you want to share? Great.
That was amazing.
And these two.
She was, disturbing your interview all the time.
Well, of course.
Flashing you.
I was airing out her too.
But okay, you
Oh
need
my-
to see out my to
Oh
see
my
my be
goodness.
real.
Camera. I was just called you camera. Nora, you look so good on camera.
Thank you.
Nora, toma.
All of you do. In 4K.
One of the things that I've realized about living in a different country, even if it's living in a different country temporarily, is that you can be apolitical. And the main reason that you can be apolitical is because you're not necessarily aware of that country's politics, especially if you don't speak the country's language. And in a lot of ways, being here and getting some distance from Canadian, North American politics, I realize how obsessed we North Americans are with identity. And I think we've really seen that manifest in the culture wars on the right and on the left, particularly. And I guess that's pretty toxic. It's pretty toxic. Maybe we should stop looking constantly at each other's differences and look at our similarities. And obviously, we all inherently have differences and unearned privileges and struggles that are unique to our own identities, but that doesn't mean that we should always be against each other all the time. And I'm not saying that politics in Spain are perfect, because I know that they're not. No country's politics are ever perfect, but I think that being here has given me a lot of perspective on some of the problems with sociocultural issues and the way that sociocultural issues are talked about within North America. I think somebody agrees with me, or somebody wants to cancel me, I don't know. Anyways, just a thought. You don't have to agree with it, but we can still be friends. Just saying. Let's see. I doubt that it's reopened.
No, I'm saying it might reopen because why would it be taken down? Like, why would
Yeah,
I be
that's
able to find
true.
a page?
Well, they might have taken it down because application's closed.
They might have taken it down because they're going to reopen it because usually the page just says they're no longer accepting applications.
Yeah, I guess that's true. God.
Just check tomorrow, maybe.
I'm gonna check right now.
No, okay, yeah.
Might as well. This is what happens when you don't renew at your school. This is what happens when you don't plan for the future you. In April of 2023, I received this email asking me to submit another academic article to a specific medical journal, which obviously I was very flattered about. And so I spent 2 months working on an academic article that was a bit of a continuation of what I started in my first academic article, exploring Bo Burnham's Inside. I'm sure some of you are very familiar with it. So I spent these 2 months working on it, and then I started doing more research into what this journal actually was, and I found out that it's what's known in the academic field as a predatory journal, which essentially means that it's an academic journal that intentionally preys upon young, inexperienced scholars like myself, and they solicit articles from them. They make them pay a very expensive publication fee. They don't conduct a proper peer review, and then these articles get published, and they have the unfortunate status of being associated with a sketchy journal. So it's a bit of a conspiracy, and it's all about money. And luckily I didn't pay them any money, but I, to some degree, wasted all that time and creative and intellectual energy, and I'm very disappointed. And when you combine that on top of the stress of trying to stay here because I didn't renew in my program, it's been a long few weeks. But things are looking up. I might have a job at a private academy for September, but in order to have working rights in Spain, I have to enroll in a Spanish course, which is great because I wanted to learn more Spanish, but it costs about 2,000 euros, which is a lot of money. So essentially, in order to stay here for another year, to continue enjoying life in Madrid with Alessia, I have to pay. And let this be a lesson to those of you that are watching this video, this documentary, and you're thinking, well, I'm only going to do this program for 1 year and then I'm going to be done. You might feel that way now. That's exactly how I felt at the time, but you never know what might happen. Take it from me, it's way easier to renew and then decide that you don't want to do it than to not renew and then decide that you do want to do it. So yeah, hopefully it works out. We'll see. It's looking better, but it's been a lot. That's all for now. Contrary to the way that it might appear on social media, living and traveling abroad is difficult. It has its share of difficulties, and it is a lot of fun, but it's a bit of a struggle at times. And just because you're traveling abroad doesn't mean that you don't also continue to have personal problems or life problems, whatever it might be, financial problems. Those things will follow you wherever you go if you don't deal with them. So yeah, that's a point that I'm trying to make. Even if you move abroad, doesn't mean that you're problem free, no matter how many Instagram filters that you might employ to cover it up.
nothing with ya. I can't do nothing with ya. I can't do nothing with ya. I can't do nothing with ya.
Realistically, Quentin, do you believe I can get it done? Or no?
I think the one thing that might fuck up your schedule is just the unpredictability of how long your appointment's gonna take.
I mean, I do have an appointment.
I know, but sometimes it doesn't make a difference. It's like having an appointment at a doctor's office. They still make you wait.
I know, but I read that I mean, that's true, but I read that like, really shouldn't even take that long.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, the last day. The last day of school. So right in here, I have some gifts for the two teachers that I've been working with throughout the year. I have a bottle of red wine, I have a plant for each of them, and I have a card. One for my teacher Olga, and one for my teacher Sergio. It's very bittersweet to be leaving the school, especially considering that I'm not renewing next year. I've had such a good experience with both of these teachers, especially Sergio. This is the gift that I'm going to bring them to show them how much I appreciate everything they've done for me and how kind and accommodating they've been and how much I've learned from them about teaching. So this is a token of my appreciation. But if I am here next year in Spain, then I'm definitely going to visit them, and obviously I'm going to stay in contact with them. So yeah, here it is. So I just came back from my last day of school at Federico Garcia Lorca, and it wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. Don't get me wrong, I was really, really sad, but it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. And I think maybe the reality of not going back to that school maybe hasn't kicked in yet, but regardless, my kids made me this beautiful book of drawings that they did. It says, "Thanks, Mr. Q." And if you look inside, there are drawings of me and them. There's Daniel, Amelia. Very, very cute. It really, really warms my heart. Because, you know, how kids are with their drawings. You know, if they go out of their way to draw you, it really, really means something. I remember being a kid and I loved drawing pictures of people that I really admired. So yeah, it's very, very cute. I'm very touched. I've had such an amazing school experience. It's really changed my life. I actually would like to go back to Canada and become a school teacher, working either with young kids or with older kids in high school, or even university students. I love how big I am in this photo. Look at that. I almost look like an alien or a bear. I don't know which. This one I really like. There's that cliche of the teachers also being taught by the students, and I think that that's very true. I think that sometimes cliches are cliches for a specific reason. And for me, seeing the development and excitement of a student at any age, to see them get excited about learning and to see their skills improve in the subject area that I'm teaching them in, or any subject area that I'm not teaching them in, I think it's really, really rewarding. The kids that I taught were so young, and as time goes on, you know, they'll have other language assistants and the memory of me will fade and fade and fade, but I think in the grand scheme, I have made a difference in their lives. And it is so important because when you're young, you spend most of your time at school. Hopefully for most people, it cultivates a sense of emotional well-being because some of the most important people in our lives are teachers. And I know that for me, without encouraging teachers, I wouldn't be where I am today. And it's beyond words what I've experienced at this job. It's absolutely beyond words. It's completely changed everything for me. And I'm so grateful that I've had this experience, and I'm still having this experience. And I don't really want this experience to end, but of course it has to. Everything ends eventually, doesn't it? But what a hell of a ride. Am I right? By making this documentary, this YouTube video, I've been trying to figure out, why did I really move here? What were my motivations? And there were a lot of motivations. I realized that it wasn't just one thing. It was my girlfriend's idea to initially move here, but I also wanted to do some traveling after university. But then COVID happened, so I was aching to get out of Canada, to leave my comfort zone. I had never been to Europe before. I'd certainly, obviously, never been to Spain before. I never even thought of going to Spain or living in Spain until this experience came about. I think maybe perhaps I was running away subconsciously from some problems in my life, and I found that those problems have followed me. And so I moved abroad for a number of reasons, and I realized that people move abroad for more than one reason, but I think that if I had to pinpoint one reason for me personally,
and perhaps this is something that could be applied to everyone. I think that I want to be free. I value freedom in my life, the freedom to travel, and perhaps the freedom to travel comes with a certain amount of privilege, but attaining freedom and living in a different country is not easy for anyone, regardless of who you are, regardless of how much privilege you have. I think freedom is one of the things that we're all after. We're all trying to be free in the world, to live the way that we want to live. And I think deep down, psychologically, philosophically, that's why people want to travel, because we all want to be free, however way that looks like. So, as I said, there are a number of reasons why I moved abroad. There are a number of reasons why people move abroad, why they have an experience like this, but I think ultimately what it comes down to is freedom. And I hope that I've gotten that across in this documentary, this diary. Thanks for watching. Probably not the best idea to hold the camera between my legs, but I don't care. Okay, that's a wrap. Bye.